Good afternoon, everyone. All right, today we have a class. It was a requested class. I want us to talk about one of the holidays there are. One of the more interesting. This should be a short one, but an interesting one. About pennies. And in fact, this won't be our only class on pennies. But I'll get to that later. But August 2nd, and so that's why I'm doing this one first, because it's soon, is the Take a Penny, Leave a Penny Day, which became a holiday. It doesn't say exactly when it happened. Nobody really knows who it was that invented the take a penny, leave a penny thing. But it's the little jar that you see in stores where it's like usually, at least I always associate it with like a little red tray, not jar, sorry, a little red tray. And there's just pennies in there. A lot of times, like you get some change, you're like, I don't really want my pockets full of change, and so you just put it in the take a penny, leave a penny tray. And somebody must have come up with the name at some point, and made some money off of it. But I'm going to talk about a little bit about the day and how to celebrate it, and kind of why it came about. So it says there are so many little ways that people help each other out or make their lives a little bit easier. And someone was smart when they came up with those little take a penny, leave a penny trays that you see next to cash registers and grocery stores and elsewhere. And without those trays, all of us would be doing what so many people used to do, is dump pennies into their pockets and purses, and later trying to lighten the load in pockets and purses, dumping the pennies into jars at home. I remember before that tray, especially with pennies, they would end up in my car, or my wallet would be huge. And I would just take the change and just like dump it right into my wallet. And eventually I'd just have this big old chunk of change in my wallet, and I would just carry it around, kind of lopsided, And so but putting pennies into jars and things like that, that's not so bad because now you have the coin machines that you can go and just dump them in there. But since pennies are almost useless in most transactions, for example, no coin-op machine seems to take them anymore. Oh, I did not know that. I thought they still did. Pennies used to build up in our homes. And finally, in desperation, many of us would take our jars of pennies to one of those big machines that sorts and counts change and pays us in more sensible forms of cash. Or we would buy penny wraps and count the coins ourselves and take them into the bank and cash them in. I did that once with a jar just because I didn't want to get charged the fee. So I dumped out all my change, and I actually got I borrowed those little tubes. There's red tubes that it counts out exactly how much change you need to actually go in there. Because the bank wouldn't actually take, you can't just go in and be like, here you go, here's some money, please count it and give me money. They don't do that. I also worked at a store where a lady came in with her pennies. It was a video store that I worked at. And she just really wanted to get a video, and so she just dumped out all this change, and I was like, I'm not taking that. I'm sorry. You have to count that out. I can't take this. You'll overload my cash register of pennies. And she's like, but it's money. I'm like, it's not money that's into a little coin roll where I can actually, put it in there or just exchange it in our bank in the back. You have to do that in order for this to make sense, because I don't have I can't just put all the pennies inside where the $1 bills are or anything like that. I mean, I was nice enough. I said, well, I understand you want to rent a movie, so I did it another way, to where they have to pay us back later. But still, that's where pennies could, sometimes they run into trouble. Then that's why those machines are nice. Or the take a penny, leave a penny, had she just kind of been like, and I don't really need these pennies, and so I'm just going to set it over here. But with the take a penny, leave a penny trays, Whenever you get from 1 to 4 pennies, you can dump them into the tray. And whenever you need a penny or two so you don't have to break a 20, you can take what you need and no more pennies in a jar, right? And it's true, I rarely ever use the take a penny thing. Mostly because I don't know where the penny's been. But once in a while I have, because I'm like, yeah, I really don't want a bunch of other change back. But if I just give them 2 cents, then that'll add up really fast. So it really is a brilliant little thing. So, and they bet, whoever wrote this, whoever thought of creating those trays made a handy bit of dough. Sure, some people just take any old bowl, make a handmade sign, but plenty of folks bought especially inscribed plastic trays for the purpose. And then, of course, there were all those manufacturers who bought trays and slapped ads on them and passed them about in stores they deal with. So yeah, somebody did. After a while, they noticed, like, well, and somebody must have coined the phrase, oh, it's a take a penny, leave a penny. And I'm sure that they just, probably wrote it on a piece of tape or something. Like, yeah, here you go. So how to celebrate Take a Penny, Leave a Penny Day. So scrounge around for pennies that at your house and fill all the Take a Penny, Leave a Penny trays you can, just to be nice. Or try to come up with another cool idea to save everybody time and money and aggravation. Which, we're always looking for as well. And then finally, or use Google to find out why some people want to eliminate the penny. Are there any good arguments against getting rid of the penny? Some people do think that we should just get rid of the penny and kind of change everything up. But so that's what our next class is on pennies. Because this month there's Take a Penny, Leave a Penny Day, and it's also National 1 Cent Day. So what I'm going to do for the next class is go over the history of the penny and some of the cool things that come along with it. So, it's more an argument to keep the penny than to get rid of the penny. Anyway, well, this has been our class for today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.